Revisions to the agenda. Any public comment on that? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was wanting to say that this meeting is being recorded. And the recording does not constitute the official record of this meeting. Thank you. So we'll be doing that in the future. Okay. Any public comment on non-agenda items?
I don't know what's on the agenda. Did the top.
Okay. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure.
VR.
I'm Christine. I have 3 kids hers. And I just want to bring up the topic that a lot of parents have brought to my attention, as well as something that I posted on. And it has to do with bullying. I did notice that there's a lot of kids that are being bullied. There have been racial slurs being said to my children. There have been racial slurs being said to other kids. One in which my daughter's been called black numerous times. And then usually it's not being followed up with. I do know of one other child that's tried to kill themselves numerous times. And I think in the policy in the book, there is no zero tolerance policy. And I feel like there should be. And that's something that should be brought up, because I have numerous parents that have said that they've been told to go back to their country, that they shouldn't be here, that they shouldn't live in this town. There are kids that walk down the streets and a bus will go by and they're being told to go kill yourself. Why are you even here? Nobody wants you. So there have already been 6 suicides within the month. Just so you guys know, someone had to pull someone down from a noose from them being working in town. I'm the worst public speaker, so I am a little bit nervous. But yesterday, my daughter came home again because one other girl who I had to call mom, she keeps slapping her on the head. And I feel like also when they're outside, I keep hearing about kids getting pushed, kids being punched. My kids are not exempt from it either. Trust me, if I hear about it, I talk to the other parent. There have been numerous times, like, if one of the, like, my son like pushes another one down there, better believe I'm gonna be on the call talking to you immediately. So my kids aren't exempt from it. If they are in trouble, I just want to state that for the record that, you know, I do handle that very seriously. But I do feel like when there are things like, especially being bullied, talking about race on the bus, one of my friend's kids was called Chinese eyes, go back to China, stuff like that. That just happened 2 weeks ago. The bus drivers aren't doing anything. I understand they have a lot of students. I come from like the city, so like we handle that more serious than I feel like in a smaller town, which I feel like should be able to be handled much quicker, much faster. Also, if it doesn't want to be like handled within the school, at least let us know who it is, so we can like handle it personally with the parent. Sometimes that makes your lives easier, and if the parent just doesn't give 2 craps, then maybe that's something like that we go back to like have a conversation with the school about. But I think that is a big situation, and I feel like it does affect a lot of the kids and how they perform at school and how they're doing things. And I don't want my kid to come home and be like, they already came to us home this week, like, I want to be homeschooled, I want to be at school because, you know, one girl is tearing up one of her little things she brought to school that she's allowed to bring to school. So I just want to bring this up, and I don't know, it just kind of hurts my heart when I'm getting like letters from other parents saying that their kids want schools. So
no, we definitely don't want to see that at all. I mean, definitely don't want to have anything going on staying in school in that matter as far as bullying, things like that. But obviously don't look down. So yeah. But yeah, we can discuss this within the administration.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, yeah, I mean, we can perhaps back strengths studies.
Yeah. Trust. So we can definitely look into it, see what's going on.
Any kind of policy, because that policy is very like weird. Just says it'll be handled, but if there's an investigation, I don't know what's happening. We don't know what's happening. And a lot of us parents, we do talk about it. Like, what is an investigation? What is it? What does it pertain to? What is your, like, what do you guys do about it? Like, who's being told, who's being spoken to, especially if you have like young kids who are something happens to them on the bus. If there are 5 or 6, I want to know. I don't want you to just speak to my kid because I want to know, like, if someone's exposing themselves, which has happened on the bus, or something inappropriate's happened. I don't want you to talk to my kid because if it has to do with your body parts, I need to know. That's my job as a parent, not you to kind of like have a conversation with underage small kids. So that's something that also I would like to bring up too, because it just does bother me. And I know it bothers a lot of parents when I'm only here because I do have a full list of parents that are behind me that are concerned about those policies. So thank you for listening to me.
No, thank you for showing up. Appreciate
I do have to get ready to head out. Just wanted to let you know that, because we have spoken with us.
it.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us.
So we can bring this policies. Because it's not gonna. Straight to talk about what it's like about operations. Let's do this is.
Any other public comment there?
You can remember other public
Yes, please.
As you all know, the school since kindergarten. So I just figured semester abroad in the Bahamas where we have strong something really for ecology. And one thing that I really want to focus on bringing back to this district is the aspect of sustainability. So I learned recently that numerous school districts around Montana have access to electric school buses, and recently there's nearly $4 million in grant money towards districts in Montana being able to have access to electric buses. And I think that would be a very good next step for us to apply for those grants and hopefully get electric buses from our district. I have a group of students that are totally willing to work on this as a project to get these electric buses. The grant is the application for the grant is due January 31st, so we would have to get it done pretty quickly and as soon as possible. But just to plant the seed in your minds, it's something that myself and a lot of other students are.
This is fantastic. So is that something we would need to form?
Maybe we
a
can
club or?
This is a public comment. I wish we would take action on this. As well, say is I'm more than willing to provide anything we need for those grants for you to get a hold of me in the next couple days. And then there's a group of students also that had a CAS project that hit. Same group. So just work with this now, get on my calendar, and I'm happy to support the grant. And the board will make the decision about what we place the grant. I can just should that. The bridge come to me.
Right. That's excellent. Thanks for
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming straight up. Yeah. Welcome up.
Maybe they'll have more metric to rely.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks for being welcome back.
Okay, taking approval on the minutes.
Motion to get through. Let's bring it over, send it.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So hands up. Recommendations or recognitions, commendations, please.
I don't really. As soon as we come back, we have 2 weeks in this final. So. You have things after this.
Great. Come in with your superintendent report.
Yeah, so I sent this out, just kind of briefly go over the attendance for the room at we're sitting right now. Students, don't anticipate that changing much. We know about 4 that are leaving, and you can 4 or 5 coming in for the winter session. Again, for ski season, so but that's probably gonna be House Bill 408, we have 480 for. Still waiting for 80,000, but got it conveyed, which is waiting for that check to come in, and that should be our loss.
That's great.
That said, I said it in an earlier school board meeting, and I'll say it again, we're entertaining a lot of phone calls from other school districts about that money. So we do anticipate there's going to be more. There's one from Peter Great Falls that said it's going to be $1 million. To collect $1 million out of it. I don't think they're going to put a lot. We're gonna have to be four numbers. Should be on the should work. You gotta complicate for it to be like a so people are some it's a 5 minute. So pretty common. Then Foxy, this was part of the conversation. Just briefly touch on. And so I wanted to just give a little background on Foxy because I do think they're going to start playing a little bit bigger. This Friends of Basic Education, its initial mission was to raise money to support hopefully the local school. 2008 it started. Recently, there are two main higher education for faculty and then the scholarships that our seniors in high school. And we had a really good meeting a couple weeks ago about, what could be our support system in the community that can help support the operations of the school and make that like thoughtfully. So the current board members are Jim Johnson, I know, and the others are John McGuire, Lauren Mountain, Jill Powell, Sheena Kidd. I'm looking for a new board member. So we're creating someone out of the board. But I'll work with the budget committee and our next meeting to discuss this topic. And then I'll work with the budget for the ancillary fundraising mechanism, and Matt and Kara can talk about the techniques to get there. And then
It doesn't.
We are winding down the first semester for the high school and the finals week. January 15th. So we'll be getting a few weeks. Great. Student life. Grade 8 had their first EY prep day for time with Mr. Gardner and Dr. Aisley. And it looks like it went very well today. Have our white Christmas music Thursday and Friday. 7 p.m. in one house.
Nice.
I think Friday's
Fridays.
Yeah.
Friday.
gotta go for Thursday. We have Shakespeare in the schools this Friday, and middle school students begin their second trimester clubs during this stay. And then from a professional development perspective, we're wrapping up our tenured evaluation this month. Start right next year, to 2024. And then Mr. Dolan and I attended school walk conferences, I think still last month, with Brittany and her crew, reviewing the latest case law, particularly with special ed. And last, I just wanted to share, our faculty is currently doing some groups. They selected the they wanted to be in. They thought you might enjoy just hearing what it goes. Mr. Harder's in this one. Better Than Carrots or Sticks, Restorative Practices for Classroom Management. Their book is Book Whisperer, and it's a teacher that convinced her sixth graders to read 40 books a year. So it's pretty very collective advocacy of teacher educators' beliefs impact student learning, and think like Socrates, using questions to invite wonder and insight into the classroom. Just to let you know. Some questions?
Brittany?
Yes, I was going back to review when the last meeting was. Since then, parent-teacher conferences have happened and they went really well. We had a great turnout in the building. There's lots of positive energy when you have all of those parents and kids on campus. So that was really nice. We have lots of professional development happening right now on the staff. Like Marlo said we attended the SPED Law conference, a restorative practices conference. We have a team that's doing some writing, PD with the Writing Revolution. We have a team that's doing literacy essentials for teachers. And we just took a team off for some training, just got back on Saturday evening, really late. So all kinds of information and learning that teachers are synthesizing and putting into practice. We're also currently in the second masked testing window right now. That's the statewide, we're part of the statewide pilot. We've opted in as a district and we'll wrap that up at the end of this week, I think, for our buildings. Also, on the elementary side, we've started something called Scrub-ins. So it's a semi-informal process to see each other teach. So we've had about 10 teachers engage in visiting other classrooms. They constructed a rubric that they're using to go over best practices, and they get to see one another teach, which is really great to be on both sides of that. And by the end of the year, we'll have every teacher in the building sit on both sides a couple times. So it's kind of a fun process to go through. And then, hot off the press, back in May, we went through program evaluation for our PYP, and I just got the document today. And there's all kinds of information in it. It's 18 pages long, but I wanted to share the conclusion from the evaluation team with you. So sit back and do a little listening. Ophir Elementary School maintains its commitment to the IB philosophy, and this is reflected both in its mission and vision. The entire school community actively demonstrates the IB learner profile attributes and reflects a shared passion for innovative and holistic education for all students. The school maintains well-being and care as a priority for all its community members. The governing body demonstrates a clear vision and actively aligns the strategy to the IB and school missions. Ophir Elementary acknowledges that it has encountered challenges due to students' academic, social, and emotional growth and development because of the pandemic. It has faced the challenges brought about by teacher turnover and difficulties in recruiting staff as well. During the period under review, the school began a program development plan that focused on supporting teacher and student well-being. While this program development plan is ongoing, the school has taken positive steps such as the creation of its MTSS leadership team, the adoption of social and emotional screening tools for students, as well as including emotional check-ins for staff during faculty meetings. The virtual evaluation visit featured numerous classroom visits and a very detailed video tour, as well as meetings marked by open and dynamic conversations with all community members. The success and strengths of the school will serve as drivers as it enters a new period of growth and makes plans for future program development. The school embraces the values of an IB education and maintains its ongoing commitment and reflection towards program growth. The school's commitment to providing a holistic education in a safe and supportive learning environment is reflected in a welcoming, caring spirit of community that permeates the school. So, yeah. And then lots of really good feedback for kind of direction for growth that we can go in the future and how to engage our staff in more continued learning and
That's right. Great news, thanks, good job sharing that, yeah, and you guys are so busy with stuff, I can't believe. Sure, you're looking forward to Christmas break.
it's well.
Yeah. Great, any questions for Brittany? Great, NDP, Solomon.
Short report this week. So as far as our students, last week on Wednesday, we scheduled a work day for our IB diploma candidates for our seniors to wrap up the year-long process of research and writing their extended essays. As a reminder, the extended essay is a requirement and a core component of the IB diploma program, and it really helps students deal with research and writing.
And I was in person, I was very happy about that. I was talking to people.
Yes, so it was good. We were happy to provide them with that support, and they're starting to degree something which is great. With exams coming up this spring, we're in the early stage of the planning logistics, which really at this point looks at the schedule set. So we're really just looking at locations and proctors and taking through those. And our goal is always to have those in place by March and communicating this all. In terms of professional development, Sagar completed his physics workshop in November. So he jumped right in and got to work on that, which has been great. And I know he's working hard with our physics students, both in the juniors and seniors. And then lastly, IB is signaling they've communicated this month a move to digital examinations, which I think is welcome and timely, since we were starting to see that with most standardized assessments since high school. They're in the process of surveying schools for their readiness, and I think our district will be in a good place to begin that process. They're looking at as early as 2025, starting the digital examinations, and hopefully all schools across the IB will be doing it by 2030. I think that'll be great for our students, as they feel more comfortable. The previous exams have been seated, paper, pencil, lots of pages, packets, pamphlets. It's a pretty intensive stationary exam. So I'll be excited to have them have that opportunity as soon as it's available to our school. I think it'll serve them. More on that as it comes.
Assume you're doing activities.
Yeah, I can't remember on here. Winter sports are about. And then we'll go into, there's two home games, one Saturday and one next Tuesday, and then we'll go.
Business manager, Corky.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Good, because I cannot hear you. So it's interesting that the first time we record a meeting, you guys get really shy. It'll be interesting to see what people say about our recording. So on the business side, everything's going relatively good. There is a updated information in the board packet regarding the budgeted funds. Our general fund is getting close to 50% for the year. So we are on target to be $400,000 to $500,000 over, as we've always stated. So, any questions?
Can't make that go away, huh?
No, that's not going away.
Okay. Community reports.
We just have sorry.
Policy committee will go over discussion action 5. So just a small update from the budget committee.
We met, we kind of talked a little bit earlier, since Courtney gave the budget deficit update. I think we're trying to look at short-term fixes and how we can best engage the community and simple so looking at kind of a shorter needed fix over the next 2 years and longer term solutions. That was it.
Any questions?
I believe it's Dustin about this after the last meeting. They're trying to better understand the deficit and what's going on. It's got me very stressed out. So the law is driving that findings for the situation. So
It's going to be for something. It's going to be on everybody's radar. Thought to discussion and action. Take a motion.
To approve the enrollment of detached for KA students for the exceptional circumstances of lack of affordable childcare in the team.
And so we need to form. Names in the part. Schools that we can have kindergartners. It's the do now. And then the exceptional circumstance that we apply for to other states like.
It's important.
20.
There's gonna we're housing see the next month, because that has changed and we're not just able to spend. Enroll under exceptional circumstances, there will be some assessment things, and it's all based on. Full literacy at 3rd grade, so Britain's investigating right now. other thing, the assessments we're gonna be able to use, then have you, and based on those assessments. And then it's still
And that policy will be coming.
should be in March, right? That's what we're hoping. That'll be kind of case assessed, but you won't be approving them. Last minute.
Take a vote, all in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimously.
Make a motion to approve the signs of suicide preventing. High school.
Second.
So I put the information as well as the trailers for both. Vehicles.
And these one teams is also hearing through, since we've done this in the, it's beneficial for the schools. And. Actually, yeah. Jeez, his parents can.
Anything you'd like to add, Jen?
Yeah, we had it last year with all of our middle school students. You know, the format of it is more well researched, you know, it's saw in the packet, 64%. Thoughts of suicide. It can be done in one strong visit, and so I feel like it's very doable to move that up to the high school level as well. And, you know, yeah, with that being public kind of considered, I feel like we get in front of it and go with research, evidence based. You know, we're doing what you know, just practice.
Thank you. Call for a vote, all in favor? Okay. Any opposed? This is say. Thank you, guys.
Make a motion to return girls sounds for the 5th grade and 6th presented.
Yeah, those were the things on their table last month, that actually last month they had. Or, well, 6 through 12 would be forthcoming, but the other changes to their middle school and high school program, maybe grants they receive. 4th and 5th are remaining the same as it's always been. And we've done these every year, and this is also something that her, Colonel Dr. Brady, Jeff. That's what the parents have. And I don't, Brittany, do you have any percentage opt out, any?
Yeah, less than 1%. I mean, yeah.
That seems very well accepted. Call for a vote, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously.
Make a motion to approve the determination committee as presented.
Yeah, and I put the new standards. In written process and back. Sure. Time to read that thoroughly, so it was really. So the Montana Office of Public Instruction and Board of Public. Based on some. Just to get revised the accreditation standards and the parents. They can answer any questions. In the past, it was really just, we would go into Helena for a day and sit at a computer. This person has licensing, this person does not, this person has a master's degree, this person has a bachelor's degree. And we would just spend a whole day filling out check marks and things like that. So they've since removed that, which is, it was due for revision. And this year is the first year we have to have a strategic action plan that fits their template. And that needs to be based on a comprehensive needs assessment, which give to the community. The OPI is drafted, I would say, as an anchor. And that's what we'll work with this committee. So I have Tim Sullivan, Marlo, Brittany, myself, Susie Klein, and you trustees are welcome to join that as well. We'll bring everything here to public consumption. And then, so this year, the big thing comprehensive needs assessment and this integrated strategic action plan. And then you will also see that we've got whole student achievement data, which generally pretty well on. So that and 2 years ago was the last time our strategic planning consultants visited Big Sky. And what they've asked us to do is in here, some always what we did at the times with them in the last 8 years. So I feel pretty good, but I think it'll be a good exercise too, especially this comprehensive needs assessment, we'll really push it to get. Fill out the survey. And it should give us good information to craft that answer. And then, I would say if you volunteers, trustees, back to those.
So I know speaking of this graduation process, it's a super heavy. From the school. Consider doing like graduation manager as opposed to just a committee, have somebody who's taking tons.
Well, so the good thing about this particular process, Seth, we have almost everything loaded up right now. So the state has a central system called our personnel sketch. Every school district is in the central system with OPI. They'll pull those reports directly from there. So the committee really is going to be more about teaching and learning communication, a few buckets that exist within operations. So that's the most stuff is, it's great to have all certified teachers, but if we don't, that's just how it goes. And they'll pull all that information, they'll also do data information. So the real heavy lift for us is just this. And I think it makes sense for us as a work on that direction. Kind of like you guys, what information is in the feedback we're seeing. Grab all 20 days.
I'd be happy to.
Excellent.
Maybe in the week, like.
You can, when you.
Great, any other questions on? All in favor? Aye, any opposed? This is unanimous.
Make the motion to call business age.
Sorry.
There's a lot, these are all required changes, I pointed out in the attitude, which is that. 14, 16, 10, 14, 20 is dealing with the procedure which we start. And then 1610 is dealing with the accreditation standards in relationship to the strategic action plan. And then we can talk about any of these that the policy committee last week. So we need that or really seem to really jump out at you. So it's interesting or strange.
It's all pretty straightforward. I mean, there was a lot of verbiage that we had to really go over too much, so everything's been recommended that we do. We're doing.
And operationally, there would be a couple things that adjusted the school, but by and large, it's almost common sense. I think one of the trusts, one to me, it feels like some administrations with less oversight. This really feels like more.
That you track how. If you did ask for this, what the changes in the systems.
So the one is how generally that you handle that set. So these are all of it. Be updated by him. So it's update on anything that has to do with personnel or that it's translated in hand. So we don't make the requirement for every employee to read all of the policies, but Sarah, bridging and everything.
So speaking to that, when you change the personnel, do you have to get union approval?
Only if it's something that runs in conflict with the negotiated agreement, and so that was also actually in. There was something in there.
I completely read it.
Yeah, did you read the one? Oh, so there was one in there. There was maternity and paternity changed in maybe 5223. In the opening paragraph, I think it was that policy is personnel policies will cover the case unless there's a collective bargaining agreement. There's a group of or state. Right, and then in some cases, you have the collective agreement, you could have argument about state law, personnel laws and collective bargaining. it's addressed directly, so. No, the short answer to your question is no, that we just go with anything the person in the handbook. Isn't generally anything to do with, that governs only, that's only.
I guess I'm just speaking from experience and also into doing. Is that, well, you changed X, Y, and Z policy, but nobody told me. Therefore, I didn't know I had to follow. How do you create that accountability to the end user? They know you made these changes. And that it's been documented, they've seen, read it. Just,
So again, that's where, if it was anything in here that was to change operations of how personnel are treated,
okay,
or a working condition of personnel, that we would, this board would advise a hand. We just back out and say you need to make this, expect this.
okay, great.
And then we would follow up those that, and. Actually, there were only two of these that anything personnel, almost, it's 5121 is. Frankly, almost everything in here that students and or transparency with parents.
Thanks for answering.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? That's a unanimous thing. Favor? Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous.
So I have January 9th here, and I'll put. Topics to be covered, policies around investigation, discipline of students, policies and procedures. Update on the other else. Possibly policy update.
Perfect. Meeting adjourned.